Ladies and gentlemen, the African wolf dog.
Welcome to the IBSS Newscast Room. We are now having a special segment on the sub-Saharan exploration, mainly based on the African wild dog. Today we have a special guest, Amy von Streeselot, on this particular exploration, and I know that tomorrow we will have a follow-up by her partner, Claire Cliffhanger, with more information on the African wild dog. So please welcome Amy von Streeselot. Hi, so good to see you. Welcome. Cliffhanger, do you come in? Yeah, I've got some nice deciduous forest coming on here about a mile to the right. We're going to hike on over. So I know you're going on an exploration this afternoon here, or tomorrow afternoon? Tomorrow afternoon, yes we are. I know you'll be hearing from my partner later on about the general overview of our expedition, what we're doing, what we're looking for. So, in my understanding, this African wild dog is an endangered species? Yes it is. And we are from the African Wild Dog Protection Agency, so that's kind of our mission here. We're on the lookout to protect and save these wild dogs. Well, that's great. So, why are these species endangered? What problems have caused this? Well, we've noticed a very, very large decrease in the population that has resulted in the past 20 or 30 years. It was initially listed as an endangered species in 1990. There wasn't a lot of publicity about that. Most people didn't really understand what was going on, what we were looking for. So we have kind of identified, what the problem is and why it's happening. It's a result of, one, ongoing habitat fragmentation, which for those of you that don't know, if you're not on the environmental outlook of things, habitat fragmentation occurs when humans kind of invade a natural habitat and literally break it up. So a lot of times that's due to roads, due to construction, putting in new developments in large natural habitats. It really kind of breaks up the landscape and makes it difficult for these species to maintain their natural zones and natural ranges. So that's definitely one problem. The second problem would be conflict with humans. A lot of times that's not only hunting, but also livestock and game farmers who mistake the African wild dog or purposefully go out and hunt it as part of their prey. And then the other thing that we're looking at is infectious disease. So because the wild dog hunts in packs, when one of them gets sick, a lot of them get sick. So that's also tending to wipe out small populations. And then also finally, as just a side note, this isn't necessarily a main problem. It's kind of more something that falls under conflict with human activity, but road accidents. So we're noticing a lot of wild dogs dying from cars, from accidental killings. Again, like I said with the hunters, but also in a lot of traps that have been set.
Ba 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 Baran. Ba 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 Baran. Oh ba 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 Baran. Ba 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 Baran. Ba 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 ba.
Oh wow. So again, you said the wild dog was put on the endangered species list in 1990? Yes, 1990. So it's been there for a while. Wow. So due to that long period of time, what would you say the size of the population is now? Well, right now we're looking at this is a general estimate of about 6,600 to 6,600 adult wild dogs, and we think that they're broken into around 39 or 40 subpopulations. And again, they have in this past about 2 to 30. So each of those subpopulations has around that many dogs. And that's what we'll be on the lookout for. Is hopefully we won't be finding just one, but we'll be finding a pack of wild dogs while we're out on the expedition. So again, the species seems to be killing a lot of animals. Is that important, or is there another reason why it's vital to protect this wild dog? Right, well, I know that Claire Cliffhanger is our specialist on that, so she'll be talking a lot about the specific role that these animals play in the environment. But they really help to control larger populations. Generally of large prey is what they hunt large prey. So they're one of the main predators of those species in these specific areas of sub-Saharan Africa. So that's what we really see as the cap as kind of a controlling factor, just because not many other animals are large enough or can hunt in packs big enough to take down these large animals. But we're doing a lot of things to fix this problem because they are so vital to the environment and these conditions that they're living in. Habitat fragmentation, as we discussed, looking at where these animals are located and how we can build outside of those zones, or maybe build in a way that's much more agreeable with the conditions in the environment. The third thing that we're doing is outreach to improve public perception of the wild dog. So the African wild dog has kind of bad reputation because It can, and it does have the ability to eat or harm humans. So we're really trying to fight that perception, because although that is a possibility, it's obviously not a common thing, and wild African dogs do not, or excuse me, African wild dogs don't go out and actively hunt humans. So we're really trying to fight that public perception, that kind of bad reputation, because that leads to a lot of harm to them as a whole. Alright, well, it looks like we're almost out of time, so I have one final question for you. Sure. How is this problem affecting biodiversity? Right, so from an environmental aspect, obviously we talked about the niche that this animal has earlier, and that definitely plays into biodiversity, because the African wild dog serves as kind of a limit on the populations of a lot of those larger mammals, like the zebras or giraffes, and it does eat the calves and the wildebeest and things like that. So since it serves as a limit, it kind of helps to keep not only those populations in check, but then those populations are herbivores, and since they eat the plants, when they start to grow in excess, can wipe out whole areas of the savanna, of the bush, of the deciduous forest, as we'll be discovering on our expedition. So we have a lot of issues with plants being overeaten, overgrazed, when these animals aren't kept in check, which then in turn can fall on predators like the African wild dog. Well, I thank you for your time. I look forward to meeting our partner cliffhanger tomorrow. And that's it on our segment for the African wild dog today. We'll be with you again tomorrow on the second half. A reminder, we're reporting here to you from the IBESS newscast room, and we would like to welcome a special guest we have today. She is headed out on an expedition this afternoon, actually, looking for some African wild dogs. So please join me in welcoming Miss Claire Cliffhanger. Hello, thank you for having me on the show. So, we're very excited for your expedition. Tell us a little bit about the African wild dog. So obviously here in South Africa, for those of you that know, we do have a population here, but what exactly are they? What are you looking for? Sure, well, I actually have a picture of the African wild dog here. Right. As you can tell, the African wild dog is a mixture of colors. The base color is sort of a caramel color, and then it has a mixture of white and dark brown spots. The African wild dog is generally the size of about 30 inches at the shoulder, right, and then its head and body length is about 30 to 56 inches, with the tail adding an additional 12 to 18 inches. And our dog here has generally large ears that kind of sit up on the head, and if you were going to compare it to, say, an everyday dog, I'd say it's about the size of a retriever mixed spaniel. Alright, well, for those of you dog lovers, maybe that'll give you a better general idea of the size. I think what we're going to do next is just head up north a little bit, hopefully get out of South Africa a little bit more and see what... Oh my god. See how exciting. That is the African wild... So, I mean, just what are some other general things about it? I know that you're looking for the population, so how exactly does the reproduction work for this dog? I mean, is it one of those that has babies in the spring? Is it summer animal? What are you looking at for? Well, the mating peaks between March and June for this dog. However, you know, it can happen at any time during the year. The African wild dog usually has a litter between 2 to 19 pups. However, the average is 10. Wow. The time between births for the African wild dog is between 12 and 14 months. And the gestational period is around 70 days. Alright, sounds good. Well, thanks for that. So I know, obviously, we do have some species, as I said earlier, here in South Africa. But what kind of populations are you looking at across? Because I know your expedition is venturing across sub-Saharan Africa. So where exactly are you going? Where can you find these wild dogs? Well, these wild dogs prefer the deciduous woodlands in San Quinte, Africa. Also, their populations are mainly found in Tanzania, Botswana, Namibia, and Zimbabwe, South Africa. These wild dogs often prefer deserts and mountains. However, they also can live in short grass plains, semi-deserts, bushy savannas, and upland forests. You can pretty much find these dogs in any habitats. However, they do stay away from lowland. Yes, and dry deserts. Okay, alright, so I know, obviously we found in all these places, but what is their specific role in the environment? Because I know it's a lot of different conditions to be living in. So what exactly is it that they do, and why is that important to us? Well, the main niche of the African wolf dogs is, I guess, their hunting behaviors. They usually hunt in packs from 2 to 30, and their prey consists of a variety of different sized animals, such as gazelle, kudu, wildebeest. They also feed on more wild animals, and bigger animals such as giraffe calves, zebras, antelope, warthogs, and also humans. Wow, well, that is quite the dangerous expedition then. It is. Have to look out for that. We wish you luck with that. We are making sure to take extra precautions in that area. I'm sure. So obviously, I know that this this is a big problem, but you said they do hunt in packs of 2 to 30, so they are generally a social animal? They are. They do.
Good timing.
Prefer to live and hunt in their packs. Gotcha, so hopefully when you're on the search, you'll be able to find not one, but many, multiple dogs. Yes. Alright, well, we sure are wishing you luck with that. Please take care. Yes, hopefully we will be successful in further protecting those dogs. Alright, well, thank you so much. Well, thank you for having me today. So again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Claire Cliffhanger on her expedition to protect the wild dog, the African wild dog, and we'll be coming to you daily with updates, so be on the lookout for those. And thanks for joining us. I'm going to give it back to the main desk.